everyone. Thankfully, the seasons are changing, it's warming up, and people are getting outside. And because of that, I've received a request for some stretches for the gardeners and the yard workers. So that's what we're going to do today. I have 9 stretches that are predominantly for the low back and the lower body. So the first thing that we're going to start with is a spinal extension. Because you're bent over in the garden for extended periods of time, we need to try to help promote the arch in your low back. So what I want you to try, there's going to be a couple ways to do this. The first one, you can try by just first of all lifting your arms straight up toward the ceiling and think about lengthening your body and then just tilting back a few degrees to extend through your back. And then come back up and repeat. So you just pause for a few seconds. If this is too difficult for you, you may just put your arms here at your waist and really try and keep your waist and your lower body where it is, stable where it is, and try and lean back from there. So depending on how stiff you are will tell you how far you can go. You just really pay attention to how it feels. You want to just go to where you feel a bit of tension or compression. You might feel some stretching, but the most important thing is that you lengthen first and then extend. If this still is feeling like maybe a little too sore to try, then I want you to come down onto the floor and you're going to go onto your stomach. So you'll get down right flat on your stomach, and the first thing that you're going to think about doing is relaxing through your abs. So you're not going to try and use your glutes. Everything's going to be very relaxed, and you're going to try and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders so that you can extend your low back in a supported position. So here you can really just try and focus on some deep breathing and letting your abs go, really trying to get your low back to extend best you can. So some people will feel like they need to be right here, and you might stay for a little bit if it feels okay. Please stay in touch with how it's feeling. It should feel like it starts to improve as you stay here. Another option is to go down and then come back up, go down, come back up and pause, but really being careful that you're not using your glutes to help you up. Okay, so these muscles here should be really relaxed. So coming up like this. All right, okay, the next thing I'd like you to try is, you can do this standing, but I'm gonna just do it on my knees here, but a side bend. So getting your one arm comes up and side bend to the side and let that whole side stretch. And then you can feel that pulling all through some of the shoulder muscles down through the side. And then come back and go the other way. Again, you could do this in standing. I'm just doing it on my knees because I was already on the floor. Next one is a spinal rotation. So you're gonna lie down. I'm gonna start on my side facing away from you, but you're gonna bend your knees up, and then you're going to bring your arm rotating back, bringing your chest toward the ceiling. My left hand is holding my legs in a stable position so that they're not moving. You don't want them to lift up. Make sure they stay down, and you go as far as you're able to until you feel a stretch. Once you get there, you're gonna take a deep breath in and out. Now this will be a different amount for different people. Some people might be here, some people might get their shoulder to the floor. Doesn't matter how far you go, it's more about how it feels, so make sure you're listening to your body. So you take a couple of big breaths, and then you come back, and then you can repeat this 2 or 3 times, and then you're gonna change sides, bend the knees up so I'm at about 90 degrees. My arm comes up and over. My hand can stabilize my legs, and you're trying to open up, bringing your chest toward the ceiling. Taking a few big breaths, and then coming back. Okay, the next one is a pelvic tilt. So you're gonna lie on your back with your knees bent. In this one, we're starting in neutral, so meaning that I have My pelvis is horizontal, and I have a little bit of room underneath my back in the arch, okay? And what we're gonna work on is tilting one way and then tilting back. So we're gonna tilt forward, which makes a bigger arch under my back, and then I'm gonna flatten all the way so that I can't get underneath my back at all. And you're gonna arch and flatten. And you're just gonna move back and forth between these two motions, trying to loosen up the muscles in the low back. So you might do this 4 or 5 or 6 times. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to hands and knees. So this is called the cat-cow. So first of all, you want to be in neutral. You want to have your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And you want your head aligned with your spine so it's not hanging down and it's not looking up. Okay, so it's looking kind of down here on the mat. And what you want to work on is that you're going to curl your tailbone under and arch through the back, gradually getting up as far as you can. Take a big breath in here, and then you're going to go the other way, and you're going to arch through the back. Inhale here, and then exhale, go the other way. Good. And this way, we are again working on trying to get that arch into the low back as we come up this way, since we've spent a lot of time in a forward bend position. Good. So you can do 3 or 4 of those. Okay, and then next we're going to come to a seated position. So I'm going to bring a chair over, and I'm going to sit, and we're going to work on some of the muscles in your hips. So sit forward in your chair. You're going to cross one leg over, and you're trying to think about bringing this knee down. It might come up, and that's okay. If you're quite tight, that's what it'll look like. But you're thinking about trying to get it down and feel that stretch. So wherever that feels for you. For me, it's about here. So you're gonna hold there, and you're gonna just slightly come forward, making sure that my back is straight. So I'm not curved like this, but I'm keeping my back straight and then leaning forward to feel the stretch in my buttock on the right side. And you can do 3 of those, and then switch. Think about a little bit of pressure down at the knee, and then lean forward with a straight back. Next, we're going to take care of the hamstrings. So you're going to be forward in your chair, put your heel on the ground, back is straight, and again, lean forward, and you're going to feel this at the back of your thigh. Good, and you're going to hold this one maybe 20 or 30 seconds so that you let that really stretch out. Good, and repeat it 2 or 3 times, and then go to the other side. Same thing, make sure your toes are pointing up and you're keeping your back straight the whole time. Okay, next one is to stretch through the front of the hip. So you're gonna have 1 foot on a chair and 1 foot back. So you may also want something beside you to help you with balance. But the point here is to try and stretch this muscle that goes in the front of the hip. So I'm going to lean forward, making sure this knee doesn't go way over this toe. So you have to have your foot far enough back that that doesn't happen. And I'm trying to feel this stretch in the front of my hip. And then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to stretch again. And come back. And then you'll switch feet. Make sure your foot's back. You may want to think about that before you put your leg up, so you don't have to do that little hop. And then come forward, keeping my back straight, thinking about pushing my pelvis forward so that I'm feeling the stretch on the left hip now. Good. Okay, and my final one is for the spine again. You're going to hold on to the back of the chair, and you're going to bend at your hips to like a 90-degree angle. Now, the important thing about this is that if your hamstrings feel tight, it's okay to let your knees bend and make sure that you keep your back straight. So if the hamstrings are tight and make you do this, that is not what we want to do. We want to keep the back really straight. You're still looking to have that little bit of an arch in your low back, and you're thinking about lengthening from head to tail here. So you're trying to really stretch long through the top of your head and back through your tail. And your arms, you're feeling that little bit of a pressure. You might be feeling stretch down through here as your arms are held up. So you're gonna feel all through the arms, the lats, and then also you'll feel the hamstrings and you'll feel your back as well. So it's hitting a whole bunch of muscles that you would have used while you were gardening. So you're gonna hold that for about 20 or 30 seconds, and you might try that a couple times. Okay, I hope that hits all the sore spots. Make sure that you stretch when you're warm. So it's a good idea to do it right after you're done gardening, maybe after you've had a shower and cleaned up and you're all warm and you can still stretch out. Or if not, then warm your body up, do like a brisk walk or a few jumping jacks or something to get the body warm so that the muscles will stretch out more easily and respond well to the stretches. Okay, let me know if you have any questions or if there's any further requests. Have a great day.